Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to Market Psychology 101, where we practice being cautious when there's greed and looking for value when there is fear. If you like anything I say today, please like and subscribe. So, something I have not seen people talk about for a while, and that's the path to the alt season and the four phases of it. As you can see, start with the big Bitcoin pump, and then money flows into Ethereum, and Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin. People start talking about the flippening. Excuse me. Then it goes into large caps, and then we have the alt season. Okay. Right now, let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Here's where we are. As we know, Bitcoin's just been going up, and lately it's been going up a lot. Some people are talking about 48 to 50,000. One reason for that, if we take a look at volume-based support and resistance, 48, 50, you see this heavy zone, this purple zone, and you just look to the right, it goes as high as 53 and 48. So maybe we get somewhere in there. I wouldn't doubt if we even got a little bit higher. Down here in my relative strength index, guys, anytime we keep hitting the overbought zone, if we keep going higher, then we're not done yet. What I'm looking for is to tap the overbought area of the relative strength index and to go sideways, even down. As you can see, when we were oversold, we kept going higher. Oversold. Now check this out. Oversold. We went sideways. So it didn't look like we were going to go down. When we're going sideways, we can still be going higher. So we want to look to see if the trend is going in the other direction. If we were oversold and going down here, I would have felt differently. But the fact we were only going higher and sideways, that's different. Here, overbought, we're only going up, sideways. As we get overbought and start to come back down, that will tell us differently. But let's take a look at Bitcoin to Ethereum, because we took a look at the path of the alt season. Is Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin? It's the same chart. So the answer is no. You could say some large cap coins have been pretty much doing the same thing. Now, Bitcoin was a bit more choppy, but everything's kind of doing the same. So there's a lot to tell me as far as this goes. I do not even believe that we're in phase one. There's a lot more YouTubers talking about how we may have an early mega bull run. And guys, maybe that's true. Maybe the peak of this bear market, and by the way, these lines are the halving cycles. Maybe the peak of this bear or bull market is going to come early. Okay, maybe. None of this is financial advice, but I don't believe so. And for any of you who are here to this channel, and I want my channel to be a welcome, opening place to people who are new to crypto, who are new to investing, something I'm going to encourage you all is to try to increase your time in the market instead of trying to time the market. It's not to say that you won't get rich off some random altcoin, but it's like playing the slots. It's like doing the slot machine. Bonk went from like what 2,000 on the list to number 40 on the overall crypto list. Okay, hitting that is extremely hard to do. It's more like gambling. I research a lot. I know a lot of other people did. There's only a couple people who even mentioned bonk as a passing thought, and they didn't even invest in. So, guys, this is very hard to do. We're looking at not gambling, but doing some buying, some holding, and we're looking to do that when we are hitting the oversold areas of the RSI, when we have monthly buy signals. UT bot alert, good one to look for buy signals. This is daily. At the very least, weekly buy signals. Monthly, even better. Okay. But I don't believe we are in phase one yet. Okay. I don't think we're there. And part of my hypothesis, if you will, for that, I'm wondering if we're in this 2019 kind of range. Now, each time as you look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart, you can see how extreme highs and lows we get. But because this is a logarithmic scale, it tends to settle down more as we go up. So I'm looking at things to be more boring after this halving cycle. I still saying that we will have a lot of value to take from this. I believe that, but it's not going to be as extreme, in my opinion, as previous bull markets. So I believe that we are in a 2019 bull ripoff cycle right here. Okay. This was our extreme pit of death that we escaped after we made a new top. We just hung around in here for, 2018 January to October 2020. So like 3 years, and then boom, bull run. So after we had the mega bull run, things were pretty much stopped here. There wasn't a lot that also ran after this. This area, I remember just feeling like it's very risky. I stayed out. But after we went back below these highs and went below where we had support, this is the area, and I wrote it out here, that I believe is a buy zone. Here's the FTX mega dip, which I would compare to this area here. I don't believe we're going to get anywhere below 20,000 again, but anything below this buy zone of 25 to 35,000, that's my opinion, not financial advice. I'm looking at dollar cost averaging into it. And if it's below 25K, I'm going to be looking very heavily. Because who knows if we get a recession like I believe we will in 2024, maybe mid late 24 to early 25, we might have some mega buying opportunities. And again, psychology, we want to find value where there is fear. So, what else can we look at? Let's take a look at blockchaincenter.net at their altcoin seasonality chart. And this is when you go up to the top, it says we're in a Bitcoin year. Look at the month, the year. I click the year because here the graph is a lot more simple and tells a different story. Okay, here's where we had the mega bull run. Okay, and before that, we were just chopping around down here in Altseason. We touched above it a couple times. And again, this doesn't correspond to when Bitcoin was running because Bitcoin had that high, that false high, if you will, around here of June of 19, and we were very low on the altcoin season chart. We were into Bitcoin year, but we touched it. Then we had the COVID crash, March 2020, and then boom, we went up. So something to consider as we're below this blue line, below 25, what's going to happen? Is it going to come up and touch, come back down? Who knows? My guess is that's going to happen. It's not going to be as extreme here. Altcoins are running up as well. People are not just as much exclusively into Bitcoin this time around. The market's getting more people, more interest. So I think things will look less extreme as time goes on. My opinion. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. This is all time, guys. Again, if we look at 2019, look how high we got. I think we could still get higher. When we had the real bull run, this is where we were after. So I do think this is going to eat some people up. Not to say we can't make money. And if you are new and you're looking into trading, maybe you do wait for Bitcoin to get somewhere between 48 and 60,000 and then sell. It's hard to time the market. Um, am I going to be selling anything right now? Any alts that I have doubled or tripled. Now that's really good, and I could sell. But one thing to consider is, let's say we do just have an early bull run by some chance. I don't want to miss out on those extra gains. So I'm fine holding for a while. I don't need to sell anything right now. This is money I can afford to lose. And I believe that cryptos such as Chainlink, Solana, and others can go a lot higher. I really believe that. Again, none of this is financial advice. Maybe it won't, but I believe it can. If we look at any cryptos in the past, let's take a look at Cardano. Okay. In the past, it only goes back so far here. Come on. Give me a better one. Nope. Something to note when you're on TradingView, some of these charts, they only go back so far. Um, Here we go. Boom, went way up, way down. I remember getting some Cardano somewhere in here. And then boom, went way up, about $3. Here it was at $1, $3. Are we going to get to $5? Who knows? But that's why I believe, as you guys just saw, I mean, look at this chart from the last year. Okay, that's Cardano. Look at Link from the last year. Looks pretty similar, and a lot of altcoins do look like that, at least the large and the mid caps. Maybe you'll find some ones that are different. I think H bar was one that was looking a little bit different. So many different charts here. Well, that one looks horrible. H bar. Yeah, this one a little bit different, kind of the same. So, I do believe we may be coming back down to in all these cryptos, in all these altcoins, then maybe we will be coming back down to somewhere around, I don't know, the middle levels, not the lowest of the low, but who knows? Something to uh, note is that last time, I'm going to pull up, here's an altcoin from that ran in previous cycles. DNT. Let's take a look at DNT. I want to say it was delisted on on Binance. Now that I said Binance, I want to make sure to look at that. But DNT, it was down here before the 2017 bull run, and something to consider. When did we have that run in 2019? It was somewhere around here. Okay, and here people thought altcoins stabilized, and I remember this because all of a sudden, after we had that Bitcoin rally, take a look at the bottom. Okay, June, July 2019, when we had that Bitcoin rally after that pit of death, look what altcoins did. They went lower. Okay, people thought here you would have been maybe bullish, and then they slowly sold off and bled into Bitcoin. Okay, is there as much of that this time around? Not really. You know, look at Chainlink, for example, going sideways, boom, went up. And so if we were to have a situation like we did in 2019, maybe the altcoins I don't think would be making new lows, but maybe they can get back to somewhere close to their lows. And so there could be some buying opportunities coming. Now that I mentioned Binance before, let's take a look at what Binance Coin's doing. So still chopping around here. Is Binance going to be one that falls off? People have talked about it. If we take a look at the volume-based support and resistance, maybe if it goes down and it's testing that 180 mark, that's going to be very important. We'll see what happens after that. Do not forget about Binance. And guys, something I suggest any of you to do is when you're looking into different cryptos to buy, write down 3 to 5 of them and just watch them. And again, I'm looking for cryptos that I like, that I believe in, to double, triple tap the oversold area of the RSI, and those would be opportunities to buy. Now, right here, Binance, if you believe in it, opportunity to buy, but there's a lot of fear, so you're going to have to believe in it hard to buy in, and you may get, a 3x return. I think there are a lot better choices out there, but if you really believed in it, is it the worst time to buy? Well, it does have that chance to run. And that's the thing, we just had their CEO get sacked and they have a lot of issues. And so that's the thing. We look for opportunities when there's fear. This is an opportunity. If you like it, if you believe in it. There are factors. Do I believe in Binance? Not personally. But again, none of this is financial advice. Maybe you do. Let's take a look at something else, the Bitcoin rainbow chart. Or we took a look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart, right? Oh, something else to note. Look at what happened every halving. We go up a zone. So we're in the deep blue zone. Here we're in the buy zone. Here we're in the accumulate zone. Are we going to be in the still cheap zone? The 50,000 to 66,000 range. I'm going to show you one reason why we might get there. Anyways, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. And from 2017, as you can see, we have this trend line coming down. And here's something I want you guys to know. When we had that bull run in July 2019, when Bitcoin hit that high, and we just went sideways until, let's see, we had the COVID crash here. Okay. We went sideways. Right here, March of 2021. What was going on in March of 21 to May of 21? Let's take a look. March of 21 to May of 21. That is when Bitcoin finished its, in my opinion, its real bull cycle, mega bull cycle, and sold off. And so, right here, March 21, that was the end, in my opinion. Everything after that, when it sold off and chopped around for a bit down here, later on, those were times to start buying. Okay, November 22, funny thing about this before it starts going up, November 22, that's when we had the FTX crash. Okay, now here it chopped around a little bit, and then boom, it went up. So here's my thoughts. We're still going up, and I think we're going to get to here and we're going to start chopping around a little bit, just like we did here. Okay, again, this was July 19 when we finished going up with Bitcoin dominance and we chopped around here. We didn't finish the mega bull run until here. So if we are still chopping up, let's take a look at this. Just when we hit that top, September 19 to March of 21, that's like 18 months. That's why I have these lines. So here, around here is when I believe the halving is going to hit. I do think we're going to get through this trend line sometime, but that we may still go higher. So to me, it's not just a straight line here. I do think it's going to round a little bit. So that's when I'm taking a look at when it's peaked. So if it's June of 24 and we have a year and a half after, that lines up with the 4-year cycle, and for the very top of Bitcoin to be a year and a half after, at the end, near the end of 2025. Again, I'm not saying this will happen. And another thing to be cautious of, crypto knows how to put people to sleep by having this sort of repetitive factor. And you hear people say this all the time, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. I get all that. I think that can also give us a false sense of security, because as we get into predicting, we start to think, and you even hear me talking like this right now, that it's probably going to play out like this. It does not have to. Things do not have to play out like this. Maybe it goes up, chops around once or twice, and then boom, goes down. Maybe we spend half the amount of time and then go down. But as we start to break down, that could be a signal of, hey, maybe I need to sell. So just some things to consider. I don't want any of you to get caught up too much in the prediction game, because that's an easy way to get wrecked. Total 3, what's total 3 doing? Still going up. Okay. Again, things are very different back here. Here we're chopping around. Here, more volatility, less volatility. And you can take a look at the time of when we hit the bottoms, December of 18 to, when we broke through and really started running up, December of 18 to August of 20, so almost 2 years. So you could say, well, December 22, okay, is it going to be August of 24? Is it going to be August of 24? And then this is when we're going to start running up? Maybe. Okay. Maybe the recession comes way later than people think. Maybe it's not going to be in 24. Maybe it's going to be in 25. Okay. Maybe. This is why time in the markets is more important than timing the markets. And if there are cryptos you like, just take a look at Chainlink here. Oversold, 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 went a little lower, oversold, went higher. Any of these areas you could have bought. And there's tons of indicators out there. You could have taken a look at the buy sell indicators, put it on the monthly. You could have bought here. Okay. Put on the weekly. You could have bought here and here. I like the weekly personally. Okay. Let's go back to Bitcoin. One last thing I want to talk about before we go. Reason why I think, and I showed you before the volume based support and resistance, how did it not load? Come on now. There we go. Oh, this heavy purple zone, 48 to 50, 52. Everyone's talking about that. Everyone's saying 48 to 52. There is one indicator that I believe is showing us that it might go higher. If we take a look at the pi cycle Bitcoin high and low, we're getting close to that white line. When we hit that white line and stay above it, go above it, you look at here, we had a pi cycle high. Okay, that was the top, that was the end. But something else I want you to see. Look what happened back here in 2019. I keep talking about 2019. The body hit the pi cycle high line and we wicked above it by a little bit. Okay, so the body was around, you look away on the right, 11.3, and here it wicked up to like 14. So is it possible the body of this gets to somewhere like 57,000, but wicks to like 62, 64? Maybe. I mean, things aren't as volatile as they were last time, but who's to say that can't happen? That Bitcoin might not rip into all the ETF news. Maybe ETFs get approved. Maybe it rips up here to somewhere around 56, 58,000 before coming down. Everyone's talking 48 to 52. And when everyone's talking about it, I start to get worried that people might start shorting at 48 to 52. And then boom, shorts get squeezed out. We go to 62. Everyone's freaking out. People are panic buying in, worried they're going to miss the hype, the new all-time highs, and then blah, we tank. I'm wondering if that's going to happen. That is just one of my theories. We'll see. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just remember, I am not a financial advisor, and none of this is financial advice. Everything I say is just my opinion. Okay? If you are a trader, you're welcome to my channel, but my channel is not going to have as many great and wonderful things as other channels do, talking about trading, looking at calls, puts, options, things like that. My channel is more for an investment outlook into crypto and looking for opportunities to make money. So maybe you could say trade vesting, because if we do have another mega bull run, like I think we will have another 4-year cycle, like I think we will have, you betcha I'll be selling when we hit a pi cycle high. I will be looking to sell as we get up in those extreme ranges from some of those indicators I showed you before. Okay, so that's my approach. And if you are new into crypto, please do your research. Write down 3 to 5 cryptos you really like. Okay, and don't just take the opinion of random YouTubers as everything you're going to do, but increase your time in the market. Make a plan. Things like the relative strength index, good things to have to look at, different indicators, telling you great opportunities to buy and sell. Again, this is the UT bot alert. If we took a look at the monthly, look how many monthly buy sell signals are. It's only been wrong one time. And here, there would have been a lot of other indicators, Bitcoin dominance, others, to say that wasn't a good time to buy, to ignore that. Weekly, simple indicators, man, that can show you it. And this is where you comes back around to making a plan. You make a plan, you have different indicators, it'll give you better idea and make you feel better about when to invest in the cryptos. And it'll make it safer for you too. So you're not gambling. Sure, you might hear about your mechanic or cab driver randomly hitting on some garbage altcoin and getting $10,000. Guys, that's gambling. It's going to the casino. This stuff will increase your odds and likelihood of at least coming out with money. But again, nothing's guaranteed. None of this is financial advice. If the next recession is another great financial crisis, obviously that'll change everyone's idea in every chart, and it will be very different, even from the most bearish standpoint. So, hope you found this to be helpful, and I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. Take care.